Yeah, gotta get this camera fixed a little bit first here. And there's Lily. Hi, everybody. I'm hoping people can hear me. Let me know if you can't. Although it says that they can't connect, so I'm not sure what's going on. Let me see if that works. Maybe that's how it starts. Anywho, hi there. I'm Tina from Winds of Intuition, or most people know me as Wind. Let's see if I can get my face not so white here. Oh my goodness. There we go. A little bit better. And I'm a psychic medium. I'm also an empath, a healer. Pretty much have all the clairs. And I really love stones. So I wanted to jump on and start doing lives. And I'm going to try to do this every Tuesday. It's going to be a short type video, but I'm going to compile a chakra read for each element. So how that works is, like you can see in the post when it goes up, I'll do the air readings first, and that will cover the Aquarians, the Geminis, and the Libras. Fire is Aries, Leo, and Sag. Earth is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, and water is Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. So I'm going to pull a stone for each one. I'm going to start out with air and let you know for this week, whatever stone comes out is usually the one that you might need a little bit of extra work on. Let me just see this for a second because I'm not seeing much volume. Hopefully you guys can hear me. All right, so I have stones in here that are for each one of the chakras, and one is a little bit lighter color and one is a little bit darker than the balance. So I can tell whether it's a little bit heightened or it's a little bit under. And what I always tell everybody, when you're chakra balancing, never just, I think they call it spot balancing. Don't ever just balance one chakra, because chakras take energy from the one above and the one below. So if you just balance one chakra, you're then throwing all the other ones out of whack, so to say, or unbalanced. So always do all of them, and then the ones that you think that you need a little bit of extra attention to, just spend a little bit more time there. So I just want to say that before we begin as well. I want to thank you guys for being here. I see there is 2 people here. Like I said, I'm new to the live stream, so I'm not sure how this all works. So hopefully you guys can hear me, see me okay. We're going to start out with air signs. So this is for air. So these are for the Aquarius, Geminis, and Libras. Right away, before I even pull a stone, I feel like my shoulders getting heavy. I myself am an air sign, so I know kind of some of the characteristics that I have myself and a little bit of the zodiac sign. And we do put a lot on ourselves, and we do think a lot. We're a lot in our heads, the air signs. So that feeling is probably a lot of thinking. And of course, this week is, Friday, I believe, is Valentine's Day. So that might be a lot on a lot of people's minds. Try to release some of that energy, air signs. All right. Ooh, well, that makes sense. So hopefully you can see this. It might look a little light to you, but it is a light smoky quartz. So for me, I see the root is black. Some people see it as red. I see it between red and black. So this is how I see it. And this is the lighter of the two. So for me, that tells me right away, and that feeling that I felt of being like a lot on my shoulders, you need a little help with your grounding, air signs. And again, I believe it has a lot to do because we're a lot in our heads. We overthink things. We like to have everything planned out. We like to know if it's going to happen bad, how it's going to go, if it's going to happen good, how it's going to go. And it's just a big cycle. So first, take a deep breath is what I'm hearing from the guides. You need to release that energy. So it makes sense with what I was feeling, air sign. We can release that, the throat chakra, it's getting a little bit like a knot here, which makes sense because the throat chakra is our communication. And for me, it's a lot of kind of connects with the emotions as well. So communicating doesn't always mean you guys speaking. If for those that have a hard time speaking out or don't have somebody to speak to, you can write in a journal, you can paint, you can draw, you can go outside and go for a walk in the woods, you can hug a tree if that's what you want to do, go pick stones, just be outside and take your shoes off and be able to touch the earth. For some of us that don't have over 100 inches of snow up here or more, I think it's 200, if you can get outside and really try to get back into nature as well. Again, a lot of us are going through cold and snow and just inclement weather where it's hard for us to get outside in some regions. So, they have those channels on here. They have them on TV where the YouTube actually will visually bring you on a trip outside as well as the sounds of the outside. You can try to do it somehow in your house to make it feel more outside. But the root chakra has to do a lot with, again, the grounding, our attachment or our connection, should I say, to Mother Earth and nature. But it's also about our essential needs, the things that we absolutely have to have. So our food, our water, our shelter, our family, and then the money that we need to take care of all those things. So those are probably the things, air signs, that are on your mind this week. It has to do with family, or it has to do with providing, those things for yourself or your family, and you're just off in your head 20 million different ways, and that makes you very ungrounded. So try to take the time, even if you can only take 10 or 15 minutes, and just take that time for you. Do whatever it is with the intention while you're doing it that you're releasing these worries, releasing this overthinking. Another thing that I'm getting to is the guides are saying to try to focus one thing at a time. Try not to, try to be thinking 20 million things at once. Try to focus it more and think about it, make a decision, move on. But that's another thing we do as air signs sometimes is we will think about it, we will make a decision, but then we go back and forth after we make the decision. And I'm getting from the guides that it's focus the energy, make the decision, move on. But the biggest thing, air signs, is really to get outside, breathe in that air, release everything that is making you feel unbalanced, that is weighing you down, so you can connect back with Mother Earth and be grounded. Because that's where it all starts. If we're not grounded, for me, I see the energy coming through from the divine and spirit, whatever it is you work with, and then from Mother Earth from the feet up, and they just kind of meet in the middle to the heart. And it's just a constant balance. So we have to be balanced at both ends. All right, guys, so that's what I got for the air signs for this week. Try to get more grounded by whatever it is that helps you. Listening to music, I just heard as well. If that's something, playing music, if it's just sitting in a quiet place for a while, whatever it is, but do that because it's starting to weigh you down both mentally and physically. And if we let it build up and we don't release it, it can go into physical ailments. All right, so I'm going to disconnect from the air signs. Let me take a quick sip. Again, thank you guys for being here. Really appreciate it. I do have, I think, on here as well, I do have a Facebook page. I will be on there tonight at 7 p.m. every Tuesday, Tina Tuesdays. I do my free live at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then I also have my website on there as well. Whew. A lot of energy this week, guys. I think it has to do with Valentine's Day. I think that makes a lot of weird energy. That's my own opinion, though. All right, we're going to go to fire. So Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Fire. Here we go. And it's funny, right away they're showing me, they're making me want to look, because sorry if it looks like I'm ignoring you, but I do get a lot of clairvoyant pictures when I look at my wall, or if I focus on something other than the screen. It just helps me to focus in, and they keep wanting me to look outside because we have a very sunny day outside. So first thing I'm going to say to you fire signs is you also make sure that you get out and get that sunlight, because it's very vital. It's vital for everybody, but that's something too that they're bringing up specifically for the fire signs. All right. Ooh, fire signs. This is a nice piece of sodalite. So you'll see there, it's a nice deep blue. So throat chakra. And what I'm really getting with this one is it's not light, it's dark. And what I want to say is you're speaking up, which is good. But what I want to say to you, fire signs, is what they're making me want to say is, but please be careful with your words. Because sometimes I think you may come across a different way than you think you're coming across when you're communicating. Because this is a little bit on the high side. So you're a little bit on the hyper part more than not speaking up. But you've kind of gone a little bit over to where this makes me think there's attributes of being too over. Oh, what's the word I want to say? Oh, I hate when I can't think of a word, guys, but it's like you're coming off rude or snotty in a way is how I want to say that. Not that you're trying to come off that way, but it's almost like I feel some of you might be the type of person that hasn't spoke up in a long time, and then when you do speak up, it just kind of spews out. And so now I'm kind of understanding a little bit more. So that's kind of what it is. So fire signs, when you need to speak up, again, make sure that you're thoughtful about how you're speaking. But the main thing is don't let this feeling of, I want to speak up, but I'm not gonna, I'm gonna put it down. I want to speak up, but nobody's going to listen to me. Nobody cares. I'm going to push it down. Somebody really crossed my boundary or did something to hurt me, but I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to cause problems. So I push it down. These are just examples I'm giving, general examples, just to try to get you to understand. It's great that you're speaking your truth. Just don't let it get so to the point to where it just kind of erupts. And when it erupts, as with all of the signs, all of the people, when we keep doing that and then all of a sudden it just like explodes, lots of times we say things that we don't even realize we're saying. We don't realize how we're saying it. And sometimes we don't even remember what we say. So I think that's really what this is saying for the throat chakra, for the fire people, elements this week. Be thoughtful and watch that. Make sure that you're not, this seems to be a theme just from the first, the emotion, speaking up. Don't let that get to the point to where it has to get out that way. So it's coming across in a way that you're not meaning it to come across, or in a way where you can't control what you're saying, is how I want to say that. And again, they're bringing up the sun fire signs. The sun. Of course, it brings nutrients for one, but it does something to really balance you fire signs as well. And they're giving me sort of another example. So again, I don't want to say, I'm not saying not to speak your truth or not to speak up. Yes, please do that. The examples I'm giving is when we get over that, or when maybe we get to that point of so much anger that we're speaking down to people or sounding snotty. And like I said, we may be noticing we're doing it, but I'm thinking most of this, how I'm feeling this, is you just let it build and build until it spews out. And you just need to learn that. So when you're going to say something, first of all, try not to let it build up to that point, period. But when you're going to say something, think of it in your head and say, okay, how would I feel if somebody said that to me? And that'll usually be a big thing. And wow, I don't know how I'd take that. If, sometimes we don't have time to do that. I realize that when we explode, but that's how I'm trying to explain to you to try to take care of it before then, or just try to take a couple minutes and just breathe and ground yourself. And don't be at this anger or overwhelmed feeling when you go to speak, is another thing I'm getting from the guides. Try to take that few minutes or even that few seconds and just breathe in, breathe out, close the eyes. If you have to take a bathroom break, and do it in there, just so you get them few minutes or few seconds to calm down and then speak. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. And that was for the fire signs. Whew, a lot of energy. Even though I know there's only 3 here, there might be other people watching later, but the energy today is, I don't know if you guys are feeling it. This is saying it's unable to connect to the live chat, so maybe that's why I'm not seeing you. Very well could be. But thank you for being here. Please subscribe. I'm sure you have if you're here already. Trying to get my viewers up here so I can start doing more things. Like I said, I'm going to try to do this every Tuesday. So these chakra reads are from today to next Monday. So today the 11th, and I think Monday, if I remember right, it's the 17th. All right, so trying to connect with the earth signs. Oh, actually, you know what? No, water. Water. So we did air. Fire was last, going to water. I think it's the witch in me. I always want to start east and go around. Water signs. And it's funny because I'm going to tell you, water signs, you need to drink more water. Because as soon as I started focusing on your energy, my lips got really... Sorry about that. Don't leave. The internet keeps cutting out for a couple seconds, so it's not down. Sorry. Like I said, usually when I'm dry, I feel it here, but I'm feeling it in the lips. So make sure you water people are drinking your water. Hi from Lily again. She has to let you know she's here. All right, water signs. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Yes, Lily, I'm almost done, honey. Water. Ooh, all right. Water signs. You get Bumblebee Jasper. Let's see if I can get this side a little bit better. Put my hand behind. So it's a beautiful stone. So as you can see, there's yellow, orange. There is some white and black as well. So for me, this is the solar plexus, but it's also the sacral as well. When I get this one, it either has to do with, so I'll do it both ways. When I get this one, to me, it usually means that, one, it has to do with a lot of added creativity and things. Self-confidence, self-esteem, everything is finally moving up, and you're finally moving forward, creating something because you've built up that belief in yourself. The other one is kind of, it's the same thing in a way. It's just that the belief in yourself and your desires with the sacral, because the sacral is desires, it's energy, it's sexuality. I believe I said creativity. So it kind of goes hand in hand, but this is telling me that a lot of you have done a lot of work on the solar plexus, which again has to do with our self-esteem, our self-worth, our place in life. It also does hold a lot of traumas as well. And for some of you, you may be working on some of these old problems, letting them go. But instead of being lower where you're not noticing these things, you are noticing and you're adjusting and moving forward. Like before, like as an example, maybe before when you wanted to do something, you'd get really excited and then you would slowly in your mind start talking yourself out of it before, let's say somebody asked you to go somewhere on Friday, on Tuesday. You're all excited Tuesday. Wednesday, you're still excited. It's not that you're not excited, but your brain keeps going, gee, are you sure you want to do that? And then maybe, you're not comfortable doing things with a lot of people and just those kind, are you sure you want it? And that kind of stuff. And you kind of don't catch it when you're in the lower solar. and you end up canceling by Thursday because you've gotten yourself so worked up because of lower self-esteem and lower confidence and old traumas that you do that. With this is more on the higher end. So for some of us, we're always working on it. When we've gone through traumas, when we've had any sort of abuse, any sort of issues that have gone on, we'll always be working on it. We heal it, we move through it, but it's always a piece of us. But as we start working on ourselves, which is what this stone is showing me for the solar, because it's more on the higher end, you're noticing now when those little things come up, where before you would let these things just kind of take you over because you didn't feel like you had the confidence to do it. Now you've been building up your confidence. Not only that, but you're noticing now from doing the work when these little triggers come up, so you don't let it happen. So hopefully I'm explaining that so you kind of understand what I'm saying with it. The other thing I do want to say, though, is because it is higher, so you're also I feel you guys have a lot of energy this week, more so than maybe you have had, maybe even the past 2 weeks, which would make sense with the orange. Your sexuality, your fertility might be higher too in the last week or two. And you are with the black. It is grounding you to an extent. And the white to me shows that the crown, you're getting some of the ideas from the divine, from your inspiration, your intuitiveness, which is third eye crown, but also protected while you're doing this work. The other thing Spirit says, though, is make sure when you are running a little bit higher in the confidence area that you're not coming in and getting that, ooh, now I'm confident, so now I'm going to talk down to people. And sometimes we don't realize we're even doing it, so I'm not saying that you're doing that. It's just don't come in like a smart ass, I guess is the best way to say it. Hopefully there's not kids watching. Sorry for the language. I do kind of talk like a truck driver, so I'm doing pretty good. So yeah, you guys, keep up the good work. Just make sure that you're not burning yourself out is another thing. Put all that energy into creating something that makes you happy, whether that's, that you're creating a self-care plan for yourself, or you're, planning on doing, some sort of decorating in the house in one area, or doing great. Know that we always, like I said earlier, are always continuing to work on it, but know that now you're kind of thriving in the sense instead of just surviving, because you're noticing things now. So congratulations. Just again reminding me, don't come in overbearingly or overconfident, which comes off as that know-it-all or I'm better than you, because then you're just going backwards again. So that was for the water signs. Thank you guys for being here. I can see the thumbs up for people. Ooh, invite your friends. Again, I'm Tina, or also known as Wind, from Winds of Intuition. I'm a psychic medium, empath, healer. I'm a Reiki master. I'm a Jadan, or priestess of Devez, which is another healing modality. I work a lot with the chakras, and I am a stone and crystal fanatic. Plus, I use it in my creations, in my work, in my healings, and readings. I'm going to be live as I am every week, as long as something doesn't, drastically come up. Every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern on my Facebook page, Winds of Intuition. All right, so last but not least, North, which is also Earth. Which I suppose I didn't say that for the rest of them, which direction there are as well. But yes, so Earth. Earth signs. What is Earth signs chakras looking like this week? Right away, as I'm trying to feel into the Earth energy, my chest is like very heavy. Even a little bit harder to breathe. So some of you Earth signs might have that crappy flu that's going around, not the major one that they're trying to scare everybody about, which I guess if you do some research, it's not really as bad as they're trying to make out. Again, my opinion, what I've read. But it almost feels like when you have like either asthma, I guess, might feel that way. My son has asthma and he's explained how it feels. But it just reminds me of when I used to have bronchitis or just that heaviness and maybe even some coughing. So right away, I'm getting self-care. Make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves. Earth signs, Earth signs. Another rut that is light. So you too, Earth elements, which is funny since you are the Earth element. Not that it's funny, it's coincidental. I don't believe in coincidences. I guess I do, but. So you two are a little feeling ungrounded, Earth signs. And I keep seeing the word busy, 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 busy. So a lot of you have a very busy type lifestyle, whether that be work, caretaking, school. And I keep seeing run down flashing. So a lot of you Earth signs have been putting a lot of your time and energy into your work. And they're making me say into other people, which again is not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's bad to help other people. It's an awesome thing to do. But what we have to remember is we can't be good helpers if we're not taking care of ourselves first. There has to be that balance. Give as much to yourself as you do to everyone else. You know, if you volunteer for an hour a week, try to take that hour and give yourself another hour that week for just you. Whatever it is you want to do. But it's really all about Earth signs for you. It's really making sure that you're balancing that time between self and others. And it's great to be very ambitious in your career and want to, you know, move forward with your career and make it, you know. But again, I come down to it's our intentions are good is what I'm hearing, which it is. It's your intentions are very good. It's just what happens is, okay, I'm helping Susie next door. And then after that, I had to go do a class. And then after that, I had to go do a project with the kids and pick all that up. And then I had to, you know, it's tiring. And in all that, I never heard, oh, I took a break for 15 minutes and just sat in quiet. And you know what I mean? There has to be a little bit of balance in there, you Earth signs, because when we say, oh, and I'll do it later, or oh, I'll take a break later, it usually doesn't happen. And that's for all signs in general. Givers tend not to remember to give to themselves. And that's what I'm getting for this sign is you give, especially career-wise, is what I really seem to be focused on. What you that is occupies your time the most. So to me, that's work or school, whatever it is that, you know, takes up most of your day. Make sure that you're taking time to set aside for yourself, again, with nature, because the root chakra, which is what this is all about our connection with nature. It's our connection with Mother Earth. And it's our connection to our, as I said earlier, our essential needs. So our shelter, food, family, healthcare, you know, and then the money to take care of all that. So that's what I think drives a lot of you Tauruses is you want to make sure, which drives all of us, we need to have money in order to do those things. But don't lose yourself in the mix is what I guess I'm trying to come across with this. It's great to provide. It's great to put your time into good things. Just remember you too are a good thing, and you can't give from an empty cup is what they want me to say. You can't give from an empty cup. And the feeling I got of, you know, maybe this not feeling so well, that too might be because when we get wore down, as I said earlier, even when we just get mentally wore down, our bodies eventually, if we don't deal with all this up here, our body will eventually say, okay, she or he is not listening. So, okay, we're going to get a headache. We're going to get flu symptoms. We're going to, you know, they're going to make sure that you take that time for yourself. So try to start doing that on your own terms so the universe isn't kind of pushing you into it, I guess is what I want to say, you earth signs. So that would be Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. I'm not sure if I said that at the beginning because I really had that feeling. So sorry if I'm repeating myself and sorry if I forgot. That was for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, the earth signs. I'm also getting drink water for you too. Everybody drink of. Sorry about that. We're made up of 70% water, so when we're not hydrating, we're not at our best, and that's unbalancing. All right, guys, thanks for being here. I'll probably post this on my Facebook page. Like I said, I'm going to try to be on here every Tuesday to do this, so please subscribe. Let your friends know. I'm trying to build this up here so I can do more things. I might also come on here and just do some free readings every once in a while. So that way, you know, and I can do that more if I have more people here to watch me. So please check out my page, check out my website. I also have a group, Winds of Intuition group. You can join that as well. I do readings, I do healings, I do crystal prescriptions where I pick out certain stones that will assist you with the problems you're having, comprised on kind of your budget, starting at 15 and going up. There's chakra sticks, there's wands, there's smudging fans. Yeah, private readings as well. So check it out. Definitely love to hear from you. Thank you for being here and watching for today. And you guys have a blessed day, and hopefully I'll see some of you at 7 o'clock. All right, thank you. Have a blessed day. Again, I'm Tina from Winds of Intuition, aka Wind. Have a great day.